If you're thinking of starting a career coaching business, watch this video first because I'm going to talk about the 5 prerequisites that you need to have before going full on building your coaching business. If we have not yet met, my name is Daniel Botero. I'm the founder of Opni, and I help career coaches scale their business to 10K to 80K plus a month while building profitable, impactful, and scalable career coaching business. Now, let's get started. The first prerequisite towards building a career coaching business is that you need to have knowledge of the job search process. Now, you can gain this knowledge by either A, being a recruiter and understanding how hiring is happening at companies today, B, be a hiring manager where you are involved in the hiring process and interviewing candidates and you understand how to stand out in a market, or C, just being involved either because you've worked for other career coaches, have gotten certifications, or just ultimately have knowledge of the transformation. Now, understand that the best way to reach any goal is to learn from someone who has done it. So if you've successfully navigated the job market and have been able to land jobs within 90 days multiple times in your career, and the more recent, the better, then you have the foundation and knowledge to do so. Now, the more experience that you have, the easier it will be for you to prove that and be able to help other people do that. But it doesn't mean that you need to have 20 plus years of experience or have every certification in the planet. In fact, I've recorded a video about do you need a coaching certification to be a career coach in a previous video. So if you're in that dilemma, you can go watch that. But you don't need a certification or 20 years of experience to start your coaching business. You can also help someone that's wants to get a job like the one you have today. So for example, if you are now a director or software engineer, you can help other people become, get their first break into tech, or become a manager in software engineer, or even become a director because you've been there, done that yourself, right? Same thing if you've worked as a recruiter at a particular company, let's say consumer packaged goods, and you were part of the campus recruiting like I was, then you understand what it takes to get into those management training programs, and then you could be a career coach for college students to help them break into the market. So again, I say this to say is because you want to be able to have real world experience, preferably on the job market in a particular industry to do that. And as you're starting out, which again, there's another videos that we can put in the notes about the power of niching. If you're starting out, I wouldn't recommend you being a career coach for everyone. Be a career coach for the particular niche or industry or profession that you have experience in. Start an inch wide and a mile deep. And that's the prerequisite, the first prerequisite, which is having some industry proof that you either been there, done that, or you've helped at least 3 people do that before really making the jump into career coaching. The second prerequisite is that you want to have proof that you can reproduce results. Now, you might have had a very successful career, but the question that you need to be able to prove is, can you help others also have a successful career? Here's the thing, as humans, we are ultimately very selfish creatures. And so as much as that you're cool and you've had this amazing corporate career and you've gotten promoted multiple times, and you've been able to get jobs in less than 90 days, and you've had multiple job offers, that's great for you. But what the people care about, what the other job seekers care about is, can you help me do that, right? You're successful, but can I be successful under your guidance? And this is also where I would say in an ideal world, you're going to want to have a track record of at least helping 3 other people generate those results. So for me, I wouldn't recommend you quit your 9-to-5 job to be a full-time career coach until you have proven from beginning to help 3 people navigate the job search process and help them land jobs. And that could be maybe you starting off working some pro bono work, right? Helping your family and friends do that, or even working with strangers in an ideal world where you're working with them for free or a lower fee, right? I'm a big fan of charging a lot, but in the beginning, either charging like $1,000 down and then $3,000 when they get the job, in order for you to have the reps, have the repetition, and have the success record or even testimonials that you've helped other people get jobs. Because when you could do that, then you're now going to have more conviction on yourself and are going to be able to convince strangers to pay for your high ticket offer in the future. Prerequisite number 3 is that you need to have financial stability or a financial runway. So to me, there's 2 ways to look at it. Either A, you have personally built at least 4 to 6 months, closer to 6 months of savings that even if you do not get a client for 6 months, that you're going to be able to be okay financially to pay to pay your bills. That could be because you have savings, or you have a significant other that has a more stable or traditional job that can pay the bills as you build this business. And I want to go into this and why this is so important, both for your mental health, but also in the way that it helps you grow your business much faster. When I left my corporate job at PepsiCo back in May 5th, 2018, I remember like if it was yesterday, I left with 3 to 6 months of savings, and my wife had a very stable job. And I made the mistake of saying, I'm just going to jump ship. I'm going to go try to figure this out. And I didn't have already a way to monetize my business, right? And for the first 3 years, I did a lot of trial and error, and I made the mistake of not hiring a coach sooner, which I've had plenty of videos talking about why you should hire a coach sooner. And ultimately, I went through my savings. I then went through my 401k and even went into $20,000 of credit card debt before making this business work. Now, I will not recommend you do that. I am trying to tell you, I touched the stove, I got burned, so you don't have to. But my recommendation is that you do need a level of stability, whether it's because you have a safety net or your significant other has a stable job, and have already gotten your first couple of paid clients where you know where they come from. And here's why. Not only is it going to protect your mental health, of where for me, those first 3 years of building the business is what my wife calls the dark ages. It really changed me. I had anxiety. I dealt with depression. It was really tough. Now I'm past it and it's great, but I wouldn't want that even on my worst enemy. And so that's one aspect of it. The second of it is, when you are working from a point of scarcity, let's say I am a career coach and I am having a sales call with a prospect that I want to charge $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for my services. If they can feel that desperation on the other side of the sales call, and they feel like, hey, I need to close you, I need your money to pay my bills, it's going to really affect your sales and your conviction, and they're going to be able to feel it, and which is going to affect your closing rate, which was going to create more of a financial burden on you, because you're not going to be able to close clients, and it's going to create this negative spiral that we're trying to avoid. And so I've seen this time and time again, that the more stability that you have and the less you need to sell, the easier it is for you to get the sale. And so for you to be able to be in the right mental space to get more clients so that you don't have to go through your savings, you need to have that safety blanket in place, which is why it is the third prerequisite we have in our list. Prerequisite number 4 is a genuine desire to help people. Now, if you are looking to be a career coach, primarily because of money, let me tell you, my friends, that there's tons of other businesses that you can do that will allow you to make $1 million faster. Now, does that mean that career coaching is not lucrative and you shouldn't be motivated with some case with money? Absolutely. But you need to be able to want to help people and see a transformation in their job, because this is not the easiest path to financial freedom. Right? I think like building AI automations for small businesses or marketing agencies or Amazon dropship, or probably buying and selling crypto. I don't know. Like, I'm not advising any of this, but like there's probably smoother paths to financial independence than building a career coaching business. Because you're selling to people that generally could be struggling for money, right? And so it is a harder sell. But the way I look at it is, I am 51% a capitalist and I want to make money, but there's also this like 49% of me that loves helping people. And so to me, when I look at like the ikigai, and if you are familiar with this concept, the Japanese concept ikigai, there's this 4 things that it's like what you're good at, what the world needs, what people are willing to pay, and what you enjoy doing. I think I maybe butchered the 4th one, but we'll put a picture of the ikigai here. When you can find your ikigai, like for me, it is the career coaching, is the mentoring, is this business coaching, and I can get into the state of flow, as you can probably hope you can see and convey in the camera, of my passion for wanting to do this. Then that's where I love career coaching and I love business coaching, where I would do this for free. Now, I obviously want to get paid for it, so I am going to charge you if you want to work on our premium offerings. But yeah, that needs to be a prerequisite in the career coaching space. You need to want to help people reach their full potential, get better jobs, negotiate better salaries. That needs to be part of your why into building this. And the 5th prerequisite of building a career coaching business is you need to want to build a business, right? Career coaching business. If you think that you're going to come in and build a business and 40 hours a week, you're going to be working and coaching with clients, you are mistaken, my friend. In fact, probably only 20% of your time is actually going to be spent in actual coaching, and 80% of your time is going to be spent in the other pillars of your business, like marketing, sales, operations, admin, finances, hiring, training, and the business side of it. Now, if you wanted to be a career coach, again, there's other places where you can go work for a career coaching company or a marketplace like strawberry.me, where you can go just do coaching. But if you want to build a career coaching business, wanting to be passionate about the building of the business needs to be a prerequisite for you to do this, right? So I take all that to say is that if you're truly considering in building a career coaching business, whether it is a lifestyle business where you work with a handful of clients every month and you build a multiple six-figure business and you work 20, 30 hours a week and great, and you replace your corporate income, great. Or even if you wanted to build a more of a career coaching empire where you're scaling, you're doing multiple seven-figure business, you're building a team, there's systems, there's processes in place, you need this 5 prerequisites. So if you found value in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I also have a gift for you, which is the theory of constraint, which is the 10-step process towards figuring out what to focus on in terms of building your career coaching business. There's a link below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.